Crowhill here. Today we have a short show where we ask, shouldn't people be able to read any book they want to? Hey, good evening, Bigwig.
Hey, good evening, Crowhill.
All right.
How about some beer and conversation?
It sounds like a great idea. So what are we drinking?
This is a dry hopped pale ale.
Oh, okay, good choice.
From
Love that.
Washington, D.C. Very good, very good.
Yeah.
So, what's on your mind?
Well, I saw this phrase on a shirt the other day, and I thought it was pretty interesting. It says, ban books, not bigots.
Well, I kind of see what they're... What? Ban books, not...
Ban books, not bigots. That's what the shirt said.
Huh. I don't think you're paying attention.
No, why not?
That's kind of the thing that only the person who would wear a shirt like that is going to promote some liberal idea, and that would be the backwards version.
Yeah, so you think it should say ban bigots, not books?
Yes.
Oh.
How does that work, though?
Well, I don't know.
I think that just sounds cool.
Okay, we need to get into that. So,
well. So what got me thinking about this was in the fine state of Maryland, in the fine county of Arundel County.
Yep.
It made itself Maryland's first book sanctuary, which coincides with National Banned Books Week, and which makes Anne Arundel County Public Library among 12 libraries across the country to be named a book sanctuary. What does the word sanctuary say? Except for Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, like a wildlife sanctuary,
Right,
where you let the wildlife live and you can't hunt there.
You protect
sort of
them.
Right? You protect them. That's right. Sanctuary.
And you probably wouldn't be just indiscriminately killing some of the birds and allowing the other ones. I mean, that's the idea of the sanctuary.
Yeah. So sanctuary, somebody would run and they'd grab hold of the altar and they'd say, they want sanctuary in the church, or they want sanctuary in an embassy, or they want sanctuary in some place. They want to be protected from the people who are trying to get them.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it's not discriminatory. It means all of the things. So here's a quote here that says, while some seek to block books they disagree with, our library system is stepping up to ensure that all voices, underlining all the alls, all voices, all stories, and all perspectives are protected.
I think that's a flat lie.
This designation is a statement about our commitment to intellectual freedom and access to knowledge for everyone. Is that what they really mean?
Of course not, because these very same people approved of Twitter banning particular views,
of course,
about COVID and about vaccines and about this, that, and the other thing.
About trans truths.
Yes, exactly. These are the very same people who, for example, if you had a book about Nazism, promoting neo-Nazism, they don't want that. They want YouTube and Twitter and these other people to ban certain views they don't like. This is all just a bunch of posturing. They absolutely do not believe that all views should be
You mean
protected.
Skip Ald? You don't think he means this when he says during Banned Books Week we stand here united in our commitment to one thing: protecting your freedom to read.
Yeah, no baloney.
Yes,
no.
you do have. You already have the freedom to read. You can read any dang thing you want.
Yes.
But you just can't get it. You shouldn't be able to get any dang thing you want from the public library, please.
Okay, so actually, I might want to make a distinction there. Maybe there are some books that children shouldn't be able to get at the public library, but maybe adults should be able to get anything they want to read. Maybe. I mean, let's pick something.
Wait, the public library?
At the public, I'm not saying the book shouldn't be on the shelf, because then, children can get it. But maybe there are certain books that are questionable that you have to sign up for, and they get it for you, and then you get the book. Maybe, I don't know, but I think the big problem with this banned book thing is they make no distinction between what adults can read and what children can read.
Yeah, I would say, can we substitute the word banned? What do you mean by banned? Do you mean that there are books out there that are illegal to publish and distribute, and you want those in the public library? Or
there probably are, books on maybe how to make a nuclear bomb. Those might be banned.
But isn't what one person says is banned is another person just saying it's inappropriate for this setting? doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean you that they would break down your house if they caught you with it in your hands.
Yeah. Let's bring this down to reality. What this is really about is people are trying to put child pornography in elementary school libraries, and people are saying, no, we don't want that garbage in the elementary school library. They're not banning the book. They're not saying the book can't exist. They're not saying the book can't be published. They're saying it can't be in the elementary school library.
And if your parents want to go to Amazon, they can do that, and they can buy it, and you can read that to your kid at home if you want. Wednesday's Storytime book here in Arundel County was Granddad's Camper, an LGBT plus book for kids. I don't want to know what's going on in Granddad's Camper, frankly, and I don't think my kids need to. And if I want them to, then I guess I could buy it for them. But I don't want Story Hour.
Yeah.
Without my knowing about it, to be Granddad's Camper, and I don't even know what's going on in there.
The funniest thing about all this is when you have one of these allegedly banned books that some member of Congress opens up and starts reading from.
I know it.
And then the other people say, no, we can't use that kind of language in the library. Oh, you can't use that kind of language in the House of Representatives, but it can be in the elementary school library so that children can read it?
Yes.
I mean, what are these people thinking?
No, and they can't even argue their way around it. They just cut the person's mic off.
Yeah.
It's like, you understand what's going on here? Next.
Yeah.
You're violating the... What?
Pretty ridiculous. And then if you go to my library, you walk in and there's a big display right up front that has a table full of banned books.
So banned.
They're so banned that they're sitting right there.
I see someone in a bookstore. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of thinking it's for sale. How banned is it?
Exactly right. What's going to happen if I buy this book? Am I going to get shot by a sniper?
Very low level ban here because it's right here on this
right here on this table where you're putting it out front where I can get it very easily.
So if what you're saying is all perspectives and all whatevers, right? Mm-hmm. Basically,
they're not saying that.
They mean the gay stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They absolutely do not believe that all positions and all perspectives should be available all the time for all people, because these are the exact same people that want YouTube.
So, if it's a sanctuary, I have a list over here that I'm wondering. They must qualify. I was asked, should they qualify or not? Okay. Too late. You've already declared a sanctuary.
Yeah.
Well, good old Mein Kampt. You got to have. You got to have that
exactly.
in there.
Yeah. People should be able to read that.
Yeah.
The Diaries. Yeah. What's special about those?
Yeah, that was the inspiration for Timothy McVeigh.
Oh,
I've kind of wanted to read it, but I think if I got to go on some watch list.
Oh, of course you will.
If I order it online,
exactly. But
I'm just curious. Like, well, how is this an inspiration?
That's right.
At any rate, yes, I listened to a podcast about the Marquis de Sade and his 120 Days of Sodom.
That guy is
particularly disgusting.
That guy was a disgusting human being.
Yes. Now, it's a sanctuary, so I'm not going to even ask if it belongs there.
Yeah. How about Introduction to Bestiality?
Well, I mean, personally, don't think it's a good idea. But
and in the back of the book,
Arundel County,
in the back of the book, there are free tickets to visit the zoo.
Yeah. How about how to make your own suicide vest, which includes images of quote successful suicide bombers.
Oh, sure. Everybody should be able, even second graders should be able to read these. Or how about The Upside of Fascism? The achievements of 20th century dictators.
I mean, I'm sure they did public works projects and trains ran on time.
Shouldn't there be things in praise of Mussolini in the elementary school?
Yes, and how about this one? This is more of a picture book. It's called My Favorite Lynchings.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Let's have that out there for all
that should
the
be
kids.
out there for all the kids to watch and enjoy. Right. Animal torture for kids.
Okay, all right. I'm ready.
Like how can you inflict maximum pain on a squirrel?
It's a sanctuary, isn't it?
It's a sanctuary. All views are acceptable. Yeah.
How about crystal meth and fentanyl in your kitchen?
Yeah, that would be useful. That would be very useful.
A lot of people would want like that access to that information.
Because when I watched Breaking Bad, they never gave the recipe. Yeah. So how about really, fags are funny, an LGBTQ plus joke book?
I mean, I think that's inappropriate. I think that should not be there, but
But, you know,
according to Arundel County, all perspectives and all
perspectives.
views are to be protected.
Yeah.
Dr. Mengele and Me, a children's pop-up book of Nazi experiments on children.
Sure. Yeah, that should be there. So the kids can have nightmares.
Yeah.
These things should all be out in the open.
Yeah, the
Fantastic. The charitable work of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Genius of Richard Spencer.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
What a genius.
And then
this
AI one.
Yeah, political porn. AI-generated images of famous female politicians.
Yes.
That's exactly what we need.
Yes, Eleanor Roosevelt and Mrs. Bush together. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That does not need to be protected.
No, it does not need to be protected.
So my question is,
this whole concept of this,
it's so posturing.
It's such posturing. It's virtue signaling. It's posturing. They don't really mean it, and they're not even smart enough to realize that they don't even mean it.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're challenging the government and you're challenging the man on behalf of oppressed individuals. You know, you're real freedom fighters. But really, you just want gay books in libraries.
Yes.
But you think it sounds brave by conjuring up imagery of Nazi book burning and pretending to be a victim.
Yes, because they absolutely do not want certain books out there.
It's not sanctuary. It's all part.
They hide behind that as a slogan.
Yes.
They don't really mean it, and it's very dishonest. And it doesn't make the fundamental distinction between banning things for adults and banning things for children. So it's just intellectually dishonest from beginning to end.
Yes, all we're saying is there's a certain inappropriateness in certain settings.
Yeah.
And how about this? Community standards.
Right.
So what's legit for Greenwich Village? Another town somewhere else may go as our community. We do not want the selling of this literature.
Sure.
And why can't they? No. If it's being sold anywhere, it must be sold everywhere and anywhere that any single one person wants it to be sold.
Every single bookstore must have every single book that's ever been produced.
Right, every book is the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making decisions just based on space alone,
right? And
what you think the people in the community want,
yeah.
And what's again appropriate for what's age appropriate.
So if I go into the local CVS and they've got like a little book rack with 12 books on it, then oh man, you're banning all these other books.
Right.
Sorry, you have to have every single book.
Right, and we're gonna get our neighborhood sanctuary people to picket yours because you're not carrying some obscure filth.
Yeah. Or let's take it to this. Let's say there's the neighborhood CVS and they have a little book rack in their store and it's got, Dr. Mengele and Me, and it's got the Genius of Richard Spencer and it's got My Favorite Lynchings sitting there on the bookshelf. Don't the parents have a right to say, we don't want this filth out here?
This is inappropriate for our community.
We're not saying nobody can read it. We're just saying we don't want children to be able to come in here and see this kind
You're
of
just
garbage.
misusing the term banned because you think it has some political power. And it's not even true.
They're too dumb to understand. Yeah.
All right. How short was that? About right.
Yeah, about right. Cheers. Thanks so much for listening to Beer and Conversation with Pigweed and Crowhill. Remember to visit us at pigweedandcrowhill.com or send us an email at pigweedshow@gmail.com.